This is the GRILLS 7002C wood pellet grill smoker. I have been using this for a while now, so I figured I would share some thoughts. This is a pellet grill and smoker for someone who wants real barbecue flavor without standing over a fire all day. If you like slow smoked food like brisket, pork shoulder, or ribs, but you also want something you can use on a regular weeknight for chicken thighs or burgers, this style of grill makes sense. It is also a good fit if you are coming from charcoal or gas and you are tired of chasing temperatures. What makes this one interesting, at least from my day-to-day use, is how steady it runs once it is set up correctly. Pellet grills in general are built around the idea that you pick a temperature and the grill handles the rest. On this one, the controller does a good job keeping things even, which matters more than most people realize until they do a long cook. When I am smoking overnight, I am not trying to wake up every hour to adjust vents or add fuel. I just want to see that the temperature is holding and go back to sleep. In person, it feels like an outdoor appliance, not a lightweight patio toy. It is heavy. When I first moved it into place, I immediately knew I was not going to be dragging it around the yard every weekend. Once it is parked, the wheels help, and the locking casters are useful, but it still takes effort to reposition. The lid closes with a solid feel, the handle does not feel flimsy, and the body panels do not flex much when you bump them. The finish on mine has held up fine so far with normal use, and I keep it covered when it is not in use. If you leave any grill exposed to rain and sun all the time, it is going to age faster, so I treat it like something I want to keep for a while. Setup was not hard, but it took time. The main body is already together, but you still have to assemble the base, get the chimney on, install the side shelf, and hang the grease bucket. The instructions are readable, but I still had moments where I had to slow down and make sure I was using the right bolts. I would not plan on cooking the same day unless you give yourself enough time and you are not rushing. After I built it, I did the burn-off process the way the manual tells you to. That part is important. It smells a little weird at the start, like hot metal and manufacturing residue, and then it clears out. After that, it started behaving like a normal cooker. Daily use is pretty straightforward. I load pellets into the hopper, turn it on, set my target temperature, and let it come up to heat. In my experience, it preheats faster than I expected for a smoker, and once it settles in, it does not swing wildly unless the weather is really pushing it. Wind and cold still matter, because it is a metal box sitting outside, but it compensates better than a simple dial-style controller I have used on older pellet grills. The hopper capacity is one of those things that actually affects real life. On long cooks, I do not want to refill pellets in the middle of the night. With a full hopper, I can get through extended sessions without stressing about it. I also like having the pellet viewing window more than I thought I would. It sounds like a small detail, but it saves me from opening lids and guessing, and it helps me avoid running it too low. Cooking space is another practical part of this grill. I cook for family and friends pretty often, and I like being able to lay out food without playing a constant shuffle game. I have done multiple racks of ribs, a large pork shoulder, and a pan of sides at the same time. The main grates on mine have been easy to clean as long as I do not ignore them for days. If I wipe them while they are still a little warm, it is quick. If I let everything bake on, then I am scrubbing, like any other grill. One thing I use a lot is the built-in meat probes. I cook by internal temperature, not by the clock, so having probes that plug into the grill controller is convenient. It means I am not opening the lid constantly, and on a pellet grill, opening the lid is basically letting out heat and smoke and forcing the grill to recover. With the probes, I can leave the lid closed and just check where I am at. For real food testing, I put it through the stuff people actually care about. Brisket was the big one for me. I did an overnight cook where I held a low temperature for hours, and it stayed steady enough that I did not feel like I had to babysit it. I got a clean smoke flavor and a visible smoke ring. The bark set up well, and the flat did not dry out as long as I wrapped when it was ready. Ribs came out consistent too, especially when I ran a lower temperature for more smoke early on, then bumped the heat to finish. Pork shoulder was almost boring in the best way because it just worked. I set it up, let it ride, and it hit the texture I wanted without drama. I have also used it at higher heat for things like burgers and chicken, and it does fine for that. I will say this in a very practical way. Pellet grills tend to produce less smoke at higher temperatures, and this one is no exception. When I am cooking hot and fast, the flavor is still good, but it is not the same heavy smoke presence you get down low. That is normal behavior for this type of cooker. If someone tells you a pellet grill smokes like crazy at high heat, that has not matched my experience. Another real-world note is noise. It is not loud, but you can hear the fan and the pellet auger doing their thing. It is a steady background sound, and after a few cooks I stopped noticing it. It has not been annoying on my patio. Cleaning and maintenance is the part people love to skip, but it matters. The grease management works as long as you keep foil in the bucket and you do not let it overflow. The part that takes actual effort is ash. You need to clean the fire pot and vacuum out ash occasionally. If you do not, you can get ignition issues, temperature problems, or just a mess inside the cook chamber. I do a quick shop vacuum cleaning after a few long cooks, and it has kept things running normally. It is not maintenance-free, but it is predictable. I do have a couple of complaints. The weight is real. If you need something you can move around easily, this is not that. Also, I wish there was more built-in storage for tools. The side shelf helps, but I still end up using a small outdoor cart nearby for trays, gloves, and thermometers. And while the controller holds temperature well, you still need to give the grill time to preheat and stabilize. If you rush it and throw food on right away, you will get more temperature swings early in the cook. Overall, this grill has been a steady, reliable way for me to cook smoked food without turning every cook into a project. It suits someone who wants the convenience of set temperature cooking, but still cares about getting real wood smoke flavor. It is not perfect, and it does require routine cleaning, but it has been easy to live with once I got through the initial setup and learned its rhythm. I will leave detailed information about the GRILLS 7002C wood pellet grill smoker in the comments for your reference. Thank you for watching.